Yeah, definitely. Goals change games, and until they get that goal.
Here it could be now. Smith into the
Oh, what a goal!
over the goalkeeper! Oh, it's brilliant! Brilliant from Tyler Smith. Kelly with the long ball forward over Andy Cook. A first-time dink over the goalkeeper who was rooted McCracken. And it's a fabulous piece of innovation from Tyler Smith to get his second league goal.
Wherever in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. So Bradford City have beaten Accrington Stanley with them exactly 1-0. And just want to get people's thoughts on the game. So Stan, what's your thoughts on the game, lad?
Very good performance. Full of commitment. There were quite a few candidates for man of the match. I think obviously the shape was good. We battled well. I thought we were the better side, definitely. I think they didn't really kind of cause us any problems, and as Graham Alexander said, we kind of ground out the result that we needed to. But I think there could have been any of 3 or 4 as man of the match. So it was good to see that what they did, they built on the second half at Notts County and also Tuesday night. So very good. And it was actually nice to kind of walk away from Valley Parade. I say walk away as quickly as I could, so you could actually get some blood into your into your feet, kind of thing, because it was so cold today. But just like you can hear the difference with the conversations on the way out.
I thought it was a very pantomime season as well with referee. It was just strange refereeing, really. 1 minute he'll give in and stuff, 1 minute he won't. It were like referee, you want fit to wear the shirt, and then 3 minutes later is your best buddy.
I think, for most part, up until the point in the second half, he was reasonably consistent. You didn't really notice him, but there were just some kind of strange decisions, but thankfully nothing that really kind of affected the play. But I think, I don't think it was kind of anything sort of significant with the referee. I mean, don't forget it is a League Two ref, but it's kind of, we didn't allow that to be a factor. So, but go ahead, Jenny.
You got any thoughts on the game, Miss Kelly? Did you watch it, or did you just on your radio, or have you just playing with your horses again?
No, I watched it. I've got 2 words. Whoop whoop. Brilliant to watch. Full of desire, passion. Exactly what they put that shirt on for. I can't fault anything apart from the ref. I don't think I can fault any player today at all. I mean, it was good to watch, even though I was watching it on my phone in the field, but it was still good to watch.
Did you come out with like shite referee and all today?
A few
or
times,
did any of them...
yeah, a few times. I think towards nearly at the end, I think he was trying to let him equalise near the end. I thought in fact, I did turn my phone off for a few minutes because I was like, no, I can't watch it. But yeah.
Yeah, one of them,
absolutely. I think the players have come out today full of that confidence from the midweek win, and I hope they carry on with that now. I think Graham now, I've got every faith in him now, absolutely. I think he's going to turn it round.
So just on about the referee and his pantomime of decisions. The referee gave out 7 yellow cards today. I'm really surprised he wasn't sending off.
I think some of that there were a couple of things where they were obvious. I don't remember, unless somebody can correct me, where there were kind of questionable yellow cards. So one of their players got booked in it for diving, trying to get a penalty towards the end. I know some kind of hefty challenges going in. I think the one maybe from Tyler Smith, where he probably booked him for dissent when it looked like the decision went the other way. So maybe that's the one that kind of might be questionable. But I guess it's part of the course these days, isn't it? That amount of cards.
The one what I don't really understand, so I was sat in the 1911 seating area up there, And from my side, I can't remember it well. I think it was Richardson or something. His shirt was getting pulled. It was nearly getting taken off him. And then referee decided to give a free kick the other direction. I'm like, what the is going on here? Don't know if anyone else saw that.
I'm trying to remember that now. But yeah, I mean, there's some 50-50s. I think we forget that referees at this level don't always get the consistency right, and I think they perhaps create problems for themselves when they kind of back themselves into a corner. I think that's down to like, you know, sort of like your opinion of what you'd seen, kind of thing. But just as a kind of little side, probably one of the best refereeing performances I've seen this season was Drysdale. If anyone remembers that game where at home.
That's a swear word round here. Drysdale.
Well, it might be, but to be fair to him, he probably had the one game where you can think, yeah, actually, he refereed that really well.
And nice to meet Lee anyway today around the ground. I think I'm going to be on YouTube at some point, so nice to meet you, Lee, around there. And see, we've got a few other people. Mr. Chu, what's your thoughts on the game? Are you there, Liam?
Oh, yeah, can you hear me?
It sounds like you're in like a Dalek or something.
I'm in the car. Sorry, it's all these tennis balls. I can't move for all these tennis balls.
Or you smuggled them in.
Oh, what a set of dafties. Absolute mugs. They've made themselves look ridiculous with this.
100% agree with you there, mate. 100% agree. I wait at 7th minute. I looked in the northwest corner and I looked in the cop and I did not see a single tennis ball, and I thought you had no balls.
There wasn't one.
You all let us down.
There wasn't a single one. And now the Rupp Out account has changed his tune, and he said that they've made the club aware because the club were searching people on the door, and that means that it's a success. No, the other day they said that the reason they were doing this is because Ryan Sparks apparently does not tell Stefan Rupp what's happening at this club. So they were throwing tennis balls on to get Stefan Rupp's attention. If they're right about what they say, how on earth is Stefan Rupp going to know that someone got searched on the way into the northwest corner? Absolute dafties. They've made themselves look ridiculous, and they've shown that there's actually, Twitter is a tiny percentage and a minority of the fan base. It's, do you know what I mean? We've gone.
Can I just say as well, the guy that runs that account on Twitter, the Rupp Out Frank one, actually posted a picture of him walking an hour about 4:15. He was walking out of the game and walking home.
Wait, is it him that runs that account? Does Frank run that account?
I'm not sure. It says that it's called on Twitter Rupp Out, and then it says #Frank.
Oh yeah, no,
That's
there's
the one
two.
that
There's
was
two.
posting.
There's two. So there's an actual Rupp Out
because
account.
He left.
And yeah, he left.
Yeah.
But again, it's just look, it's laughable, really. Let's be absolutely honest.
Well, he missed the goal at end of the day.
Of course he did. He missed one of the
football more fool him.
We should have probably won 3 or 4-0 today. I do think we deserved it. We played really well, but do you know what? It's probably one of the best performances we've put on in a long time. For me, I'll say this: I think if Ash Taylor can put that performance in every single week, then I have no issue with Ash Taylor starting in that back four, because he was phenomenal.
Just going back to the Rupp Out, if anyone noticed on Twitter, it said something about tennis balls, and then on his Facebook it went about like protesting at the director's entrance.
Well, they did neither.
So none of them happened, did it really? So the balls lit up and no bottle.
The one thing that was making me laugh were they actually going to, if it was going to happen, were they going to actually do it on the 8th minute, thinking like from minute 7 is the 7th minute, but that's actually the 8th minute, so we're kind of like looking out for that. But I think ultimately what it boils down to is that people live sad existences, and you know, it's like was probably kind of alluded to the other night, the other day, whenever, but he's basically somebody looking for a bit of clout on social media, and like it's been said, it's really not representative of the fan base. I've done it myself, where you've kind of seen what's been said on Twitter, and then you go to the ground, and the people around you, it's like they're unaware of what's going on, and like Twitter is a microcosm of the fan base.
I think
Yeah. It's like
sorry, just on that. So just to give people an idea as to how small a percentage of the fan base it is, this tennis ball thing has been spoken about since Saturday last week. The club weren't aware of this tennis ball protest until Tuesday. That's how small a percentage it is. That's how much impact these people seem to have on Twitter. But the other point is, it like Stan, you've just made a perfect point there. It was from 7 minute onwards. That's technically the 8th minute. Only Bradford fans could plan a protest in the 7th minute for an owner that's in his 8th season. It made no sense. Like, I was sat today, we were talking about it. We're like, this is Stefan Rupp's 8th season in charge of owning Bradford City. So why is the 7th minute important?
I think someone couldn't do the maths, could they really?
Well, they obviously couldn't, because then they waited until, they couldn't do the maths, and they couldn't organise throwing tennis balls. The only thing that Bradford City fans seem to be good at throwing about is fucking insults, and that's kind of where we're at. Because look, I'll be brutally honest. Some of the stuff that's been said about me on Twitter this last week, I can take criticism, and I can take constructive criticism. Our fans have turned things personal. I listened into that space the other night, and they spoke about Ryan Sparks, and one of the comments that I almost came on to speak, but I didn't, was, and I'll say that independent supporters trust space was an absolute shambles. The guy that was running it said he was going to be impartial. He wasn't impartial. If you agreed with what they said and you said negative things about the club, you got told that you'd made really good points. If you said anything other than negative things, you got interrupted and you got told that basically you got the negative side of it thrown at you. Like, it was just a shambles. And then to sit and listen and hear how apparently Ryan Sparks takes things too personally. Fans have made it personal. They've leaked his phone number. He's been targeted for his appearance. He's been targeted for the way that he speaks. He's been targeted for his weight, apparently. He gets called a
he's
fat
still there,
bastard constantly. Yeah, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear him. I can still hear Liam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you just got off for a minute.
No, I was saying, like, the fans have made it personal, and you can't turn around and say now that Ryan Sparks takes things personal. Of course, you've made it personal. There's been some horrific stuff said about people who work at that football club, and people have been abused who haven't done anything wrong. Let's be brutally honest. Like, I might disagree with people on certain things. I don't deserve to get threats made towards me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, that's
100% agree with you on that, Stu. There was
I think, Liam, sorry, Johnny, if I can just jump in there, because I can't remember if I was on one of the spaces, and Charlie, who's the paraders, was saying something, and what he wasn't saying anything out of order, but the conversation was, as kind of Liam has kind of pointed out, it's like descending. I said, look, guys, I says, you have to remember that you are in control of what you say and what you write on Twitter, and it's on you. And basically, I said, look, this is kind of going borderline libelous here, so you need to just like step back and just kind of like take the emotion out of things, and basically just like say you are in control, nobody else.
Yeah, that were on that space the other day, wasn't it? Where I think we actually told him to delete it because of what things were being said about Chew and other people at Bradford City, because it just went horrible, I think, and it like went personal and it was bang out of order.
Well, I'll say from my perspective, like, I can take shit from people. It doesn't bother me as much. But over the last 12 months, and I'm not bothered about putting this out there, like, people might know, people might not know, I've had threats from Bradford fans. I've had tweets from Bradford fans threatening my children, like threatening to slap me and my kids at games. Like, who does that? And then we sit here as a fan base and we think that we're the best thing since sliced bread. Like, we're not. We've got a real issue within our own fan base, and if we're going to sling mud at people and talk about how people are ruining a football club, from my perspective, I think that I don't want to say a big percentage of our fan base, but a loud portion of our fan base, for me, have ruined this football club. I don't feel the same about my football club as I did 3-4 years ago, because there's just a horrific attitude. And like Stan says, you've said it right. People have control over what they say, but they don't care, because they seem to think, and it's probably down to an education thing, they seem to think that freedom of speech means freedom of consequence, and it really doesn't.
Yep, 100% agree there, Chu. Diane, have you got any thoughts on the game today, love?
That told you Harry'd keep a clean sheet.
Just to ask you, Diane, did you make it home safely today? No lamppost incidents?
No lamppost incidents. Yes, I made
Yes.
it home safely.
Good lass, no lamppost incidents. If you didn't know, Diane actually walked into a lamppost a couple of weeks back on the podcast. She wasn't watching where she was going, so I'm glad you've made it safely, Diane, love.
Yes, I made it safely home. No, I thought the match was good. I thought we played really well and everything. So there we go.
And what was your... so on the 7th minute, obviously we thought tennis balls were going to come on the pitch. What were your thoughts on, like, they didn't come on the pitch?
I was happy they didn't come on the pitch. But did you notice how there's quite a few people stood in front of the northwest corner? Stewards.
Yeah, look, to be honest, I think there were quite a lot of stewards today.
Yeah,
More
there
than
were.
normal.
Yeah, there were and stuff like that. But yeah, I saw all them. So I think they were ready for it just in case. But I enjoyed the match.
What did you make of Tyler Smith's goal?
It was a good goal. But yeah, at least we scored. Just a pity we couldn't get the other one with me saying 2-0, but hey ho.
I know, I got the score right. I just didn't get the goal scorer correct.
All right, no, I did my Sky bet and I did a Bradford win at half time and Bradford win but at full time, but so I haven't won any money. So
You
never
got your hand up,
mind.
bud?
What?
Yeah, I was just going to say credit to Tyler Smith. In honour of the missing tennis balls, he tried a little chip shot today, didn't he, and scored. So well done to Tyler Smith for being the only one who did anything tennis related.
Yeah. Have you got any thoughts on Raj?
Yeah, I thought today we played all right. We did what we had to do to contain them. It's pretty even stats wise, and I thought we did create some half decent chances. And the one goal that we scored, I think their defense kind of got mixed up when that ball went down the line from Kelly, and Tyler Smith reacted, and it was a great finish. And yeah, I'm happy with the win, and I'm just glad that we've won our first game in 5. And my man of the match was probably Gilly or Brad Halliday. They were both good today, so overall happy with that, and a clean sheet, and they didn't really threaten much Accrington. They're just a bit of a physical team, and yeah, on to the next game, and yeah, just happy that Saturday evening that I can enjoy without being stressed. So yeah, can just enjoy the boxing tonight, and yeah, happy win when on to the next game.
Did Accrington Stanley even have a shot on target today?
Oh, I think they might have had one, if I'm right. They had 12 attempts at goal, apparently, looking at that.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, so this is from Footmod. They had 12 shots, one big chance miss.
Yeah.
They didn't even... 12
The
shots,
possession.
2 off target, 3 on target.
Yeah, and what about us as well, isn't it?
Yeah, we did pretty well. We had 12 shots altogether, 7 off target shots, 2 shots on target.
50% possession, was it?
Yes, we had 50% possession.
Who was your man of the match today, Johnny, for you?
Oh, it's a tricky one. Gilead played well. Yeah. Halliday played well. Yeah. But mine would have been Smith, because they just how they played. They did really well.
Johnny, also, I'm going to say I was also impressed with. He did okay today, and a lot better was Richards. He put a lot of shifting on that left hand side today, going forward in the second half. The left back.
I just need to remove something here. What the flip is that?
Yeah. Johnny, I think Richards had a decent game at left back as well.
Yeah, everyone played really well.
And Kieran Kelly put in a good shift. So overall, good win, and like you say, a lot of positives to take out of Forest Green, and let's see what happens.
Raj, interesting that you mentioned Brad there and Gilly, because I think for me, Brad has been a fantastic player of the season so far, and also him and Jamie Walker have done really well, and we've had like Bobby, but I think
they've got a good understanding. Him and Jamie Walker, I think.
Yeah, kind of basically, So like any combination with Brad and Jamie, they've been like real kind of
Good.
fulcrums down that side. I think
It seems like they've got a very good understanding, and it seems like they've known each other's game for quite a while. I like the link with them too on that side. So yeah. How did you think Ash Taylor played, guys, as well today?
He played really well.
He's had his best game for the club, I think, for me today.
This one was similar to the Wrexham game. He did okay, and he just did what he had to do. And he's a bit of a commander and a leader at times as well. He did okay. It'll get better because the system was still adapting to it. Is it our second and a half game, really getting used to it overall? So yeah, a lot of positives to take, and yeah, let's see what happens at Forest Green. Hopefully, we can get a result there.
So does anyone think he'll play the same team on Tuesday against Forest Green Rovers?
He will, because we've got a week off on Saturday, haven't we? So he might just say, you know what, let's go for the same team. And then we've got that free Saturday next week because it's not FA Cup. We're not in the FA Cup. So I'd imagine he might go with the same team, unless Sam Stubbs might come back in. But apart from that, I think, he'll go with the same team.
Anyone else got anything they want to say on the game? Callie, Stan, anyone? Raj? Oh, Magic. Is it Magic? Magic, have you got anything you want to say? You've requested Magic, are you there? Okay, take that as a note, remove you from speaker. So, sorry. So, trying to think what else. So what did everyone think of the referee's performance? Do you think he played all right?
I thought he was a very, very average, and he wasn't really giving us much. I think there was one in the second half where Tyler Smith got fouled and he gave it the other way. And I thought, how did he give that? Down towards the corner flag on the left hand side. Did you see that, Johnny?
The referee just really annoyed me today by a really pantomime performance.
It was, yeah. He was average, and I thought in the second half he gave us the odd free kick. I think he gave us one towards the end when they fouled our player, and the crowd started, and then the Accrington fans started singing, "You're not fit to referee back." And I said to someone next to me, I said, "We knew that 20 minutes ago." Yeah. What did you make of Accrington and Johnny overall as a team?
I really thought they were poor today.
Yeah. I think we nullified them totally, got our game plan right, and whatever they had down the line, long ball wise, we reacted very well to it, and we was very much in controlling the duels and everything like that. I thought we limited them to what they could do.
I think as well. I think I know it's a kind of basic thing to expect, but our pressing game today was very good, individually and collectively at times. And this is where kind of like Jamie, pretty much week in week out. But Gilly did, and fair play to Graham Alexander as well. He kind of he mentioned Smallwood, because Smallwood did play very well today.
Yeah, he just kept it nice and simple and kept it ticking, and he was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
He actually put in a few good balls in the box today as well, Smallwood.
Yes, he did.
They were very good. His delivery was on point today for me. It was decent.
Yeah, absolutely. He was...
Does anyone know where Kevin MacDonald is? Because I'm trying to figure out, why isn't he involved? Is he injured again?
I heard that it was poorly.
Oh, he's poorly. And what about Bobby Poynton today? Was he not? He wasn't on the bench, was he? Am I right? Or was he
According to Alexander, that was just basically him picking the squad, because he said it's not anything that not anything that anybody has done wrong. Yeah. It's just that obviously
he had a different team in mind.
He had a different team, so because that was the point I was going to raise tonight. And so, how do you see that? Because interesting, I actually agreed with Andy Kiwamya a bit today, which usually I kind of have to endure him on the way home, kind of thing. But in terms of I would have put Bobby over, sort of like Paddy in terms of on the bench, and Bobby's equally, because he played. If you remember, if anyone went to the Wrexham away game, Bobby played quite a central role there. So there's no reason why Bobby couldn't sort of play more inside. But
Yeah.
With that formation that we started off at second half at Notts County,
Yeah.
and that we've played with today, then it's kind of without basically substituting Gilly
Yeah.
and Jamie, you kind of think, where would Bobby go? Because obviously the fullbacks or the wing backs now are playing further up front. So how do you guys see that?
It's somewhat that we have to just take it game at a time, Stan. And I just think let's see what happens. At the moment, this formation that our gaffer's playing, we have to persist with it because it's doing okay. So I think that's what we have to do. And then when Bobby does get off the bench or he does get on, I'm sure he can play on that right hand side where Walker's played and put in a shift. I'd imagine that's what he could do. But like you said, time will tell in the next few games what happens with that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a horses for courses thing, isn't it? Really,
Yeah.
definitely. So general thoughts then on Alexander then, guys. What do you think? Because I think
Yeah.
I was underwhelmed by the appointment, but
Right.
he's
Yeah.
making the right noises at the moment.
Okay,
So
so I'll give my little insight and then I can hear yours and everyone else can give theirs. So I think 3 games in, I think I really like what he's trying to create at Bradford and I like the way he puts himself about, the way he speaks, the way he presents himself, the way he's picking his team and the way his teams are working, the team's working. I think that we're going to have some success and like I say, given time, I think he's going to do something with us. But like I say, it's going to be a long-term project. We just got to persist every game. And like I say again, his record doesn't lie from his previous clubs. He's got a promotion at Salford. He's done well with Fleetwood. He's done brilliant with Scunthorpe. So, like you say, I think there's no better man out there at the moment for this job. And I'm very happy with him. And like you say, I'm behind him and just keep going and it'll get better day to day. And let's see what happens in January in terms of what he can do and what he can bring. So yeah, I like him, and I'm happy about him. What's your thoughts, Dan?
Are you there, Stan?
Dan,
sorry.
tell you what's your thoughts? That's my opinion.
I've done the
Yeah,
juvenile schoolboy error there of
yeah.
not
So yeah, what's
really.
your thoughts, Dan, on what I've just said, basically?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think I was underwhelmed when Parky first came in, but obviously came in at the right time, and there are parallels in terms of
Yeah.
I don't think the team is in a dire position as when Parky came in, and I've said earlier on in the season, even when things weren't going right, that this squad is good enough to get promoted. In my opinion, I don't think the talk about the league being tougher this year, I don't buy into that as much as maybe other people. But it's kind of I think it's there for the taking, and I think it's early enough in the season where we're at that basically we can turn it round, and there's no reason why we can't sort of go up there. I think a lot's going to depend on how things go over the next half a dozen games or whatever into January, because for me, it's not a case of like who we bring in. I think, unless there are sort of specifics, but I think it's who we let go. I think probably most of the loans. So go
Dan,
ahead, Raj.
from what you know, do we have to let players go before we can bring people in? Is that true? I know I've read it before, but I just
No,
want
I think it's just I don't know anything. It's just my kind of. But I think in terms of like obviously, because when people talk about a transfer window, you talk about who you're going to bring in. But it's kind of like I think for most part we've got the quality within the building. We've got Jake Young to come back.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We've got Ryan needs to come back. We've got
Yeah, true.
a plethora of central midfielders.
Dan, do you see Jake Young coming back in January?
Yeah. Apparently, somebody said the other day that he wants to come back, and the thing is, it's different to when Owen Doyle played because none of the fans here at Bradford City have basically had anything against Jake Young, whereas there was a very much a love-hate relationship with Owen Doyle. So it's kind of like I think the circumstances are different because it's more him and Mark Hughes, perhaps, rather than him and the club.
And not only that, don't forget, Stan, like you said, Jake's got 18 months left on his contract from January still when he does come back. So with that kind of plays in our card as well. So
yeah, absolutely. So my view is that I mean it depends because I think Graham Alexander will probably see it as that.
Give him a chance, he will. He'll bring him back. I think.
Yeah, but not just that. I think you'll see that for most part, he'll have an idea of who he kind of wants to keep, and also in terms of whether he feels that the players that he has can fit into a system. At the moment, they can. So I think because we've got such a big squad, it's more likely that we'll send some of the loanees back and then sort of start to trim the squad before we start bringing anyone in. Because other than say on today's game, who would you bring in? What position would you kind of go out and get in the January transfer window? I can probably think of one, and I would say at least a central defender. But we've got Tomkinson, who's obviously now finished the international duties. That's it now till I think March. So in that respect, we've got that young lad to kind of fit in. But other than that, I don't see where the other loanees are going to kind of fit in. And
is he on a season-long loan, Tomkinson? Just to clarify, isn't he?
I think he is. I believe he is. But so in that respect, this is my personal kind of supposition, or basically, I'm kind of speculating. But so and bear in mind that it's because of the size of the squad and stuff like that. If we can't get rid of a few players, we might not have the budget to kind of bring somebody in.
Yeah, you're right.
Won't we be losing a lone player? I can't remember his name. Who injured himself?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. He's gone back to Brentford, and I read he's had an operation. A fan was telling me today.
Yeah. So I think he'll be going back, won't he? So then obviously we'll gain a loan place there. I'm not sure who else. If we'll probably send back, but I'm just hoping we've got
Rehan Tulloch, haven't we? And we've got the Fokker as well. Which Fokker's very, very raw, isn't he? He's kind of like, I think he was just like like a wild card, but he looks like he's got the tools maybe at a certain level, but he's just maybe a lot of it is like he's got to learn the game a little bit. But I mean, I like the look of Rehan Tulloch when he's played, but it all depends on the direction that Alexander wants to go in terms of overall kind of tactics and shape. Although he did say that it would be fluid, it's kind of like, so in terms of loanees, I would keep Tomkinson and Tulloch if they're going to be anywhere near the first team.
Okay. Anyone else got any thoughts on the game, Diane, Callie?
No, I just thought it was a good game, and like I said, we played well, apart from the referee when he gave some decisions that he shouldn't have done. But I think there must have been from the bounce on Tuesday night to win. So at least we've got 2 wins now under Graham Alexander's belt, which I was happy about.
Yeah, I'll be going down to Sunny Forest Green on Tuesday. I'm going on coach, so hopefully we get a win.
Yeah, lucky you. I'll be at home.
And I'll be at work.
You're missing a great game there, ladies, though. Forest Green versus Bradford. Best thing about that place is the chips and the curry sauce.
Well, I don't fancy vegan burger.
We chucked bacon on pitch last time we played Forest Green. Do you remember, Johnny?
Because not all they do. But
Lenny did, didn't he? He threw it on.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Has anyone else got anything they want to say? Bradford Independent, I know you're here if you want to say anything about the result, or Richard, who's travelling in your car. Glad to see you here, Rich. Gonna give it 5 more minutes or so, and if anyone else wants to add anything else. So, Stan, Diane, and Callie, if you're up for it, we're gonna do a Forest Green preview on Monday at 7 o'clock, if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I think so, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Any last words, guys and girls?
Just onwards,
Not for me.
onwards and upwards. 6 points off playoff position. We've got to be positive after that, haven't we?
Yeah.
But we can turn it round.
I think it's so early in the season. I mean, it's not the start of the season, but it's early enough that there's so much to play for, and I think for me, we should be going for promotion this year, despite what's happened already.
So just looking at the league table, where are we? We're currently we've gone up to 14th place on 23 points. So 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So according to my abacus, we're 6 points 6 points away from the playoffs. Right. Anyone else got anything else they want to say before we disappear? Okay, tell us a no. Push that button. Right, thanks for listening, everybody. Also, if you want to hear some more, we've got Bradford City Up the Chickens podcast on Spotify and other Spotify providers. Also, Brace Hodge 1 on YouTube. And also, Bradford City Up the Chickens on Facebook. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.